What's good, y'all? Welcome back to Basketball TV. As always, I want to thank y'all for all of the love and support y'all have been showing me. And a special shout out to all of my subs. My sub count basically doubled since the last video that I uploaded, which was about 3 days ago. So again, thank y'all for all of the support, and let's get right into the video. Man, this year's March Madness tournament have not disappointed at all, to say the least. Multiple score changes, a bunch of back and forth. Every game, you did not know who was going to win. Man, y'all would have been better off just letting Yale play UConn. I mean, cause clearly y'all didn't come to play. Wait, hold up. Didn't UConn send the Aztecs home last year too?
And Dutch, what a year he's had too.
On second thought, shout out to the Huskies for sending them home in the Sweet 16, cause wasn't nobody trying to see another blowout championship game. I understand, maybe it was just one of those nights where nothing was going their way, but I mean, seemed like y'all biggest problem was effort. San Diego State shot 36% from the field, over 22 from three, which equates to 22% from the three-point line, and y'all weren't even good at free throws, only 50% from the line. The Aztecs got out-rebounded by 21 rebounds. 21 rebounds. They finished the first half only down by 9 points. I don't know if they came out flat in the second half or if UConn just came out with a whole new strategy and just went off. But we're not going to waste too much time on them. It was another blowout win from UConn over San Diego. Whoever put this schedule together definitely made the right decision by putting Illinois versus Iowa as the last game of the night. That game was super competitive. It was highlight after highlight. Both teams were going at each other.
Fill up a stat sheet. It's picked off by Shannon. Foot race the other way. Hawkins on top. He makes the fake. Shot clock at 4. Got it. If you're Terrence Shannon. Oh, Hawkins steals the ball. Gallops and jams. The offense in college basketball tipped by Robert Jones. Danger from behind, and Jordan, free to fire, the feed. Pitch. Oh, it's taken by Shannon, the steal, the jump.
Terrence Shannon Jr. had himself a night. He led Illinois with 29 points in 29 minutes. Curtis Jones for Iowa State did all he could to try to respond with 26 points in 29 minutes. Both teams played as even as possible. If either team did outplay the other in a certain category, it wasn't by much. After being down by 10 points after the first half, Iowa State tried to rally back in the second half, but it just wasn't enough. At the end of the day, hats off to both teams, for this was a very entertaining and competitive game. But at the end of it all, I do feel like the better team won, with Illinois advancing to the Elite Eight. Ow! Man, shout out to the Wolves, baby. NC State, the Wolfpack. And I told y'all in my last video I was gonna keep my eyes on them, and they have not disappointed. You know what, man? As good as UConn look and some of these other schools, I'm calling it right now. The Wolfpack 2024 NCAA March Madness champions. Led by Mohamed Diarra with 11 points and 15 boards, they took down the number 2 seed Marquette Golden Eagles. Oh no, 4 of 31, 12% from 3. You know it's not your night when stuff like this happen.
For Taylor, no, but it bounces to Diarra, who slips. No, but it bounces to Diarra, who slips.
Also had a wide open board, but even the basketball wanted NC State to win. The Wolfpack was just playing good all around, even on ISO plays. Look at this beautiful play right here.
Shot clock is winding down. Can Horn make it happen? Horn, too late. Jumper.
He even turned the commentator into a believer after this shot, talking about something it's too late. Too late for who? Marquette? Since MSU let me down, now I gotta hop on the Wolfpack bandwagon. Ow! Purdue had them some boiled hot dogs last night as they made light work of Gonzaga. Get it? Boilermakers. They're the Bulldogs. They boiled the dogs, made hot dogs. Whatever. Anyway, Purdue played solid as a team, of course, led by their 7-foot giant Goliath. Zach Edey or Ide. He led them with 27 points and 14 rebounds. Man, his big self need to finally put his name in the draft and stop beating up on college kids.
Second chance points, already 5-0 Gonzaga as Edey backing down Greg. Edey, too strong for, there you go. And a foul.
Man, I don't even think he really even tried to get the block right there. He just got fed up again, bullied all game, and wanted to smack him across his head one time. And the commentators were killing me in this game, saying Purdue leads in rebounds, Purdue leads the nation in points in the paint. Like, no duh, you got the second coming of Yao Ming on y'all team. Purdue made light work of the Bulldogs as they beat them 68-80. A Purdue fan or not, you gotta admit they do look dangerous. But we'll see how far they actually get, or if they'll get upset like they did last year. But overall, this year they're playing solid as a team. Both halves dropping 40 points, making sure that they held Gonzaga to under 40 points. Shout out to them. Let's see where things go. Man, I don't think anyone saw this game happening the way that it did. And I'm not talking about as far as who won, but look at the score, 54-51. I think we all were expecting more of like a faster pace, higher scoring game, but it was still a close game. It was a good game. Houston was the #1 seed, but I don't think a lot of people see this as an upset because you can never really count out Duke. Like, Duke is Duke. Seemed like Houston's game plan was to try to like bully them in the paint because they only took 8 threes, and out of those 8 they made 2, shot 25%. Might be safe to say that their game plan backfired on them. But shout out to Kyle from Duke. Like, he was having a great game. He led them with 16 points, 2 assists, and 9 boards. He was out there shooting. He was out there driving.
A little bit. Filipowski against Francis. Uses the body and scores.
And he was throwing dimes.
Is shooting it at 40%. Inside.
Let me not hype them up too much. Duke fans, look, take this dub and be proud of it, because y'all don't know what's coming next round. Let's just say this is the end of y'all road, because what's a blue devil to a wolf? First of all, we team Jesus over here. We ain't repping nothing about the devil. Second of all, y'all ain't got the answer, Duke. Alabama proving to everyone that they do more down south than play football. They hoop too. They proved that with the upset victory over the #1 seed Tar Heels, led by their forward Grant Nelson with 24 points and 12 rebounds, also accompanied by 3 other players that almost had 20 points themselves. So it was a well-scoring balance attack. But that's not to slight the Tar Heels at all, for they also put up a good fight with 4 players in double-digit figures in scoring. North Carolina might have used up all their energy in the first half as they came out swinging and dropped 54 points. But that's when the Crimson Tide.
I don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide, baby. Don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide.
Came back in the second half strong, and they held Alabama to only 33 points. They just couldn't stop Nelson in the second half. I believe he had 3 or 4 of his 5 blocks in that second half. Overall, it was just a great team effort by Alabama, but Grant was definitely unstoppable in that second half. They couldn't stop him on the ISOs. He was swatting everything. This block right here was just disrespectful.
Game clock. RJ Davis tries to pitch, but blocked by Nelson. Who else?
And this final play by Grant right here was just brilliant. A lot of people would have just allowed him to shoot the full court shot, but he made sure to at least contest. Shout out to both teams. It was a very good and entertaining game. You hate to see a #1 seed go down, but that's also the same reason why we watch March Madness. You never know what's going to happen. Arizona versus Clemson was a very good game, but I'm sure besides Clemson fans, everybody had Arizona winning, including myself. Watching the game, you could just tell something was not right with Arizona that night. They were missing shots that they would usually make, and even just saying that is a complete understatement. I mean, they shot poor from the field, a total of 17% from the 3-point line. I mean, they were out there looking like the 2018 Rockets. I mean, really, think about this. If they could have made just 2 more threes, they would have won the game by 1 point. They only lost by 5, so just 2 more threes could have won them the game. Besides their poor shooting night, they really did everything else good. They had more total rebounds thanks to their 20 offensive rebounds. Like, that stat alone is crazy. Not too many teams have 20 offensive rebounds and don't win the game. They had more blocks, more steals, less turnovers, less fouls. I mean, they just couldn't put the ball in the basket. Like, that's really what it boils down to. And it also seemed at times like their head just was not in the game, like this play right here.
They put it in. Nobody guarding Gerard. Up ahead. Nobody guarding Dylan Hunter. And he's going to lay it in. And the younger brother.
But nevertheless, Clemson came out on top. That's not trying to take anything away from them because they played great as a team. I just believe that if Arizona wasn't having such a bad shooting night, they definitely would have advanced to the Elite 8. And even the stats show that just 2 more threes was all it would have took.
I'm here to tell you right now, We don't care.
Let me tell you something.
We don't care.
Almost 10 lead changes in the first half alone. Both teams refused to let the other one get away from them. Going into the second half with the Blue Jays only up by 1 point, Blue Jays played a solid game led by Baylor with 25 points and 6 rebounds, and they also had 3 other players in double-digit scoring. But then Dalton Connect started connecting on all of his shots. He led them with 24 points, 5 assists, and 6 rebounds. Tennessee had a good first half, but they came out a lot better in the second half as they outscored the Blue Jays 48-40. Again, this was another tight game as both teams had almost identical stats, but just that extra effort that Tennessee had in the second half made all the difference as they got the dub 82-75 to advance to the Elite Eight. Shout out to all the schools that made it to the Elite Eight. Now it's time to really separate the contenders from the pretenders. I'm gonna just give my quick predictions for how I think the Elite Eight is going to go and who I think is going to make it to the Final Four. As good as Illinois looked versus Iowa, I still have to go with the number 1 seed UConn. They just look super solid as a team and they've been just running through teams. Like, they're still yet to have a close game. That could also be looked at as a bad thing because we don't know how they play under pressure as they haven't had to show it yet in this tournament, but I'm still going to go with UConn. They just look too solid to go against them right now. Clemson versus Alabama, I'm gonna have to go with Alabama. I don't want to say Clemson got here just because Arizona played bad, because they still played good as a team and showed that they do deserve to be in the Elite Eight, but I kind of feel like Arizona more so beat themselves than Clemson beat Arizona. So I don't think Alabama is going to have a super off night how Arizona did. So I'm gonna have to go with Alabama. Tennessee versus Purdue. Tennessee is good and everything, but Purdue kind of look unstoppable right now, just like UConn. They have that 7'4" giant, and I don't see anyone that's guarding him right now in the paint. So Purdue is my pick to advance to the Final Four, and I don't even think I have to go through this again, but I guess I'll repeat myself. NC State versus Duke. You already know who I'm rocking with. Wolfpack. As always, thank y'all for all of the support. Let me know down in the comments who y'all think is going to advance to the Elite Eight. I mean, we're already on the Elite Eight. Who y'all think is going to advance to the Final Four and who y'all think is going to win it all. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time.